Welcome back to Sustainability Ventures, your daily dose of innovation, awareness, and planet-focused transformation. Earth, Green Heart. Today, we're uncovering one of the biggest climate secrets in finance. Are financial institutions actually managing climate risk, or are they greenwashing their role in the climate crisis? Let's pull back the curtain on how banks, insurers, and investors talk about climate risk while quietly fueling the problem. Let's start with why climate risk is such a big deal. Financial institutions now publish massive climate risk reports filled with upward trending scenario models, downward trending stress tests, climate commitments. The idea is simple: protect financial systems, inform investors, prepare for climate shocks. Because the truth is, money-bags climate disasters cost hundreds of billions every year. Banks are exposed through loans, insurers are collapsing under payouts. But here's the twist. Lots of institutions talk like they're climate heroes, but behind the scenes, they're still pouring money into the problem. The biggest problem? There isn't a single global climate risk rulebook. They can choose frameworks like Bookstack, TCFD, Bookstack, ISSB, Bookstack, GFANZ, Bookstack, PRI. And each framework gives financial institutions wiggle room. That means a bank can claim it's aligned with 1.5 degrees Celsius while still financing new oil and gas fields. The reporting exists, but the consistency? Not even close. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable truth. Financial institutions use very subtle tricks to hide their real climate exposure. Common greenwashing tactics include ignoring financed emissions, the emissions from the companies they invest in, using optimistic climate scenarios that make risks look small, highlighting tiny green investments while hiding billions in fossil assets, excluding entire sectors like aviation or shipping from risk assessments, reporting portfolio emissions only sometimes. Some even, warning, change their risk models to make portfolios look safe, underestimate climate disasters, claim net zero by 2050 with zero short-term plans. This looks like climate risk reporting, but it's not real climate accountability.
So, why does this matter now more than ever? Because the pressure is rising fast. Climate disasters are intensifying. Governments are demanding climate risk disclosure. Investors are voting with trillions of dollars, and fossil assets are turning into stranded assets. The EU and UK already require detailed climate risk reporting. The US SEC is stepping in. Financial institutions that used to say whatever they wanted will now face mandatory climate checks, including financed emissions and transition risks. The era of vague climate promises is ending. A new era of verification is beginning. Here's where things get exciting. Technology is taking control away from greenwashing institutions. Satellites can reveal real emissions. AI can catch inconsistencies in climate risk reports. Blockchain can trace sustainable finance claims. And independent climate databases can expose fossil lending. Essentially, banks can no longer make pretty claims in fancy PDFs. The truth is out there, and tech is shining a spotlight on every greenwashed number. So, what does the future look like? The old style of reporting, the selective data, the loopholes, the optimistic models, is fading away. The future of financial climate risk includes universal global standards, mandatory financed emissions reporting, audited climate data, AI-powered climate stress testing, and real-time transparency for investors. Banks and investors who adopt will lead the transition. Those who greenwash, they'll be left behind, fast. Climate risk reporting should protect the planet, not hide the truth. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. Subscribe to join our Sustainable Mindset community and tell me in the comments, should financed emissions be mandatory for all financial institutions? The truth matters. Finance matters. And together, we can make transparency the new standard.